Plain and simple.
Bruce's Planet.
Hi guys, this is Bruce from Bruce's Planet. I hope you've been going well. I have been wondering how to get you thinking about prophecy, and literally the prophecies about that guy people swear about. Yes, it's Jesus. No, don't turn off just yet. Don't you want to know the truth? The truth will make you free. I have decided to create this recording about two guys talking about this very subject. Here we go. You know, David, I've always been intrigued by the idea of biblical prophecy. The claim that the Old Testament predicted Jesus hundreds of years in advance, it just seems too incredible. Isn't it just people reading things back into the text after the fact? That's a fair question mark, and a common one. But what's truly incredible is how specific and numerous these prophecies are. Scholars have identified over 100 specific, clear prophecies about the Messiah in the Old Testament that Jesus fulfilled in his life, death, and resurrection. 100? That seems like a lot. But even if there are, couldn't that just be a coincidence? Let's take the most powerful example first. It's one that even many non-Christian rabbis struggle with: the messianic prophecy of the suffering servant in Isaiah 53. Written 700 years before Jesus, it describes a man who would be despised and rejected, a man of suffering. Okay, I think I've heard of that one. It gets incredibly specific. It says, "He was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities, and by his wounds we are healed." It describes a silent, willing victim who would die with the wicked but be buried with the rich. Now, fast forward to the New Testament Gospels. How did Jesus die? On a cross, right? Roman execution. Exactly. He was pierced by nails and a spear. He was crucified between two thieves, the wicked. And then a rich man named Joseph of Arimathea specifically asked for his body and laid it in his own new tomb. It's a perfect, heartbreaking fulfillment. This wasn't a triumphant king the people expected. It was a suffering servant who took on the sins of the world, just as Isaiah foretold. That is strikingly specific, but that's one prophecy. You mentioned 100. What about the odds? Mathematicians have actually looked at the probability of just a handful of these prophecies being fulfilled by chance in one person. Let's take 8, for example. The probability of one man fulfilling just these 8 is astronomically small. Which 8? Think about it. He would have to be born in Bethlehem, Micah 5:2, preceded by a messenger, Malachi 3:1, enter Jerusalem on a donkey, Zechariah 9:9, be betrayed by a close friend for 30 pieces of silver, Zechariah 11:12-13, have his hands and feet pierced, Psalm 22:16, be executed without having a bone broken, Psalm 34:20, be buried in a rich man's tomb, Isaiah 53:9, and of course rise from the dead, Psalm 16:10. The odds of one person fulfilling just these 8 are estimated to be 1 in 10 to the 17th power. That's a 1 with 17 zeros after it. It's a number so large, it's considered statistically impossible by any reasonable standard. Whoa. When you lay it out like that, it's hard to just wave away as coincidence. 100 prophecies. That's a mountain of evidence. It really is. It's like a divine fingerprint left all throughout the Hebrew Scriptures, pointing directly to Jesus. The Gospels aren't creating a myth. They're recording the historical life of the man who walked into the precise blueprint God had revealed centuries earlier. So, what are you saying someone like me should do with this information? I will now give you a friendly challenge. Don't just take my word for it. Get a Bible and check it out for yourself. Start with Isaiah 53, then read one of the Gospels, like John. Look at the list of those 100 prophecies online and see the connections for yourself. Investigate it. If the God of the Bible is real and went to such incredible lengths to reveal himself and his plan of rescue through Jesus, then finding him is the most important discovery anyone can make. What do you have to lose? Now it's time for you to do some research. God bless from Bruce's Planet.